Hello, Pony. This is Gabriel Cruz or Angel Book, depending on whether you're watching this on my Tumblr, my YouTube channel, whatever. I'm recording to you the day after BroNYCon, and I will have this is one of two videos I'm doing. One is just a bit of a review on the convention itself, and the second one is just a slideshow with different cosplayers, maybe a couple of small tidbits of video footage and whatnot. I'll have a lot of BroNYCon stuff up, actually, more than 2 videos. But this is just sort of a review of what happened. Now, first off, if you go to the meetup page and you see a picture, whoever did this, I thank you. There's a picture that says everything was going well at BroNYCon until one day when the Fire Nation attacked. And yeah, the second day we had a fire in the building. Unfortunately, one of the lights kind of got on fire, but everyone evacuated. Everyone was safe. Fire department came in. It was good, and that did screw up some of the panels though, and that made some panels were pushed forward and some were at the same time, and I ended up missing one thing because I thought it was pushed forward, but it wasn't. And it was craziness. The convention itself, as far as the panels go, because I couldn't attend all of them due to before I get to what I missed, let me explain this. The main problem, I think, was the organization, because things were there was a lot of last minute changes. An example was they said that you could take photos with any of the voice actors or writers if they weren't busy, and that changed. If you didn't buy an autograph voucher, you couldn't even take a picture with them, which pissed me off and a lot of other people off, but what can you do? Then there was also the issue that the autograph voucher line itself was horrendous. There was a printer issue that happened, and they were trying to print everybody's autograph vouchers. So the second that went down, the line got ridiculously long. They had to try to fix the printer. And the other thing too is the autograph vouchers that other people who probably go to other cons get this have. This never happened to me at New York Comic Con, so I don't know if they do this at other conventions. I'm still new to this stuff. But you had to buy a voucher before you could go on the autograph line itself. So you had to get on the line to pay for something to get on another line. And the vouchers were at the con store, which also sold all the merchandise for the shirts and the posters. So even if you just wanted to buy a shirt or something, you had to get on the line for hours. And that should have been 2 separate things, because it would have made the line move faster, and it would have separated for the people that weren't looking for autographs but just merchandise. So that was a bad idea. And then because the printer was down, it's like we had a delay for a good hour and a half. We were all just sitting in the line because nobody wanted to lose their spot. I told my 2 friends that I went with who were cosplaying with me to just go ahead and attend a panel, because I didn't want, if we all missed it, was the point, so I stayed on the line. And we were in the heat, I think, for about 3.5 hours. And then when you finally got in the building, I thought it was over, and then there was another line that took like an hour to get through. And it was just, that was probably the worst part of the convention. And normally, I'm patient, I don't complain about, waiting in line. That happens, that's expected. But it was moving really slowly, and that caused me to miss the voice acting panel, which I really wanted to see. And we missed the cosplay photo shoot, which we could have been a part of, but I wasn't there, so they couldn't do it. So that was the main issue, was that thing, and then the last minute changes. So the organization was really scrambled. The good parts of the convention: the guests were very courteous. They were there on time. That part was well organized. Everybody got there. Everyone was safe. There was not really any security issue to be had, but the security was on top of everything. The panels themselves that I did get to go to were very entertaining to watch. I didn't really go to the music stuff or the rave party late because I'm clearly not, capable of staying out for that many hours. Unless even if I was older, there's no way I'm staying at that kind of party and not have a hotel room near the convention, because that's like 2 hours to travel back home and 2 hours to travel back, and by then I wouldn't get any sleep. So I didn't go to the rave party there, but I heard that was fun. The musicians did an excellent job from their on their panel. There was a Friendship is Witchcraft panel, which we saw the new episode, which was very fun. The hour with John Delancey and the hour with Lauren Faust panels were incredible. We got for John Delancey's panel. I feel we really got to see how he felt about the fandom, and see that very concern and the investment that he's put into the fandom here. And then for Lauren Faust's panel, she is very secluded when it comes to these conventions. I think I've only seen her maybe like 2 other conventions. I don't know, maybe she's been at more, but I could be wrong. She was very astonished, I think, to see all of us there and to imagine that, you know, this many people really cared about what she had made. And I don't want to repeat what you can see at the panel. You know, I can't sum it up any better than whatever you're going to get by just watching the panel itself. I'm sure that's up on Equestria Daily already, but it was very good. It was very nice and happy to see her there, and you know, she did a good job in front of everybody. She was by herself during the panel. She didn't really have, you know, anyone with her like the voice actors did. So I think she did a really great job. John Delancey did an excellent job. We were going nuts the entire time. The closing ceremonies were great. The cosplay contest on the second day was excellent. Watch that, and all I can say is, after you watch it, you will understand that Spider-Man was the best pony. Moving on, as far as the entire environment, because, you know, I've been to Comic-Con in New York twice, it was very friendly and heartwarming, and, you know, everyone was pretty courteous towards one another. I didn't really come across anybody who was rude. You know, most conventions people are, you know, nice enough to each other because you're not going to start anything, but you know, it was an extra warm feeling. You know, there was the Derby Hooves cosplayer walking around just a big suit, you know, hugging people, bro hoofing everybody. Yeah, all the special guests were very nice towards each other. Oh, Dusty was there. Yeah, the world's manliest brony was there. Living Tombstone was there. I caught him. I think Alex S was there, but I didn't really catch him at any point there. I did get a picture with both of them, and Living Tombstone autographed my badge. So, you know, he's a very nice, cool guy. He was taking pictures of people, and you know, that's I guess that's just the point I'm trying to get across. Everybody was very nice towards one another, and it was good to feel that. You could just be in the room and you could feel that instead of having to really express it verbally. You know, it was a very wonderful feeling that you don't always get at conventions. Beyond that, I guess there's not much to say. Oh, right, I forgot. I've covered the panels and the staff itself. The merchandise was the other thing that I had to cover. Yeah, these are like the 3 main points, I guess, is, you know, the guests, the staff, the organization, or lines and stuff, and then the merchandise. That's pretty much all I'm going to cover, because that's all I can really tell you about. The merchandise was not bad. There was a lot of art stuff there. As far as getting the plushies and whatnot, that was pretty rare to find, and you could get a couple commission request stuff, but that was really expensive, so I couldn't bother. I mean, the autograph vouchers themselves were like $30 per person, or $20 per person if it wasn't Tara Strong, John Delancey, or Lauren Faust. So I didn't have any money left over to buy much. There's these very cute little badges that I can't. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know how well this is able to see, how well anyone can see this, but there were very cute badges that you could buy there, and buttons and whatnot. There were these trading cards they were handing out, which I didn't really buy them, but my friend got into it. He bought a couple, just a pack of these Friendship is Magic trading cards, which are very good actually. They're made by some other company with Hasbro, and they're really for us. They are very fandom. It's like if a fan made these things. An example is you read the first, like one of the first cards we read was for Scootaloo, and then the very first thing you see is Scootaloo is no chicken. So right there we were just like, all right, somebody knows what's going on here. But yeah, there was that stuff. There were mainly art prints was what was going on there. Just buttons, art prints, the cards, and then a few figures you could buy or commission stuff that you could get, and that was about it. There was also the charity stuff was there, and they raised a lot of money. I think at the convention. I think they said around 8,000. It could be wrong. They said it at the closing ceremony, so you can check that. I guess the last thing I can say is just personal thoughts on the convention. It was. I'm hoping next year to see it in New York, because it was kind of weird to see it in Jersey and then having to have a lot of people who expected it to be somewhere else to move out of their way and go there. But aside from that, it was very. I'm gonna condense this very briefly because I could make a whole speech on this, and I really don't want to ramble. It was very heartwarming, and these very sincere, genuine feelings were all around the room the entire convention. There wasn't any dull moments. There were no points where I felt like, oh man, if you missed something, you didn't feel that bad about it because somebody else caught it, and people were in the heat, freaking dying out in the sun, and we were still having a good time. We made the most out of everything. When the fire happened, we were all outside for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and that sucked, but we made the most of it, and we were singing along to different songs and whatnot. We were talking to each other, complete strangers, people I don't know. We're just acting like you had been friends with them for quite a while. There were people with many different perspectives and feelings towards the fandom or characters or the show, and I met a couple people that liked the Generation 1 My Little Pony, and nobody was like, oh, you suck. We were very respectful with one another, and that's the kind of thing that I really liked to see there. That was what kind of made the convention for me, because it was a pretty small scale convention compared to what I'm used to, but that was good, and I'm glad that the people that have been doing the meetups have hit that 4,000 mark and really grown and blossomed for their conventions. So that was very nice to see them. They were very appreciative, very nice people about it. They made you feel like you actually were a part of this, and that's great that they could respect and be happy for all the attendees. So thank you to all those people, especially at the closing ceremonies. You were very wonderful towards all of us. And that pretty much was the whole experience. It was like having your own little. It was seeing the community in, I think, one of its highlights there. That was one of the highlights of the Brony community there, with all the guests and attendees and important people in the fandom. That was great to see all of them. So I won't forget that anytime soon. To all of the people who couldn't attend the convention, I'm very sorry, but you can look forward to the future conventions, because we will no longer they will not be using meetups now. They will be using their own pages, which should make the organization a lot better. And yeah, you just look forward to the future conventions. Look out for that, and I'm sure they'll be growing now, and you can always look forward to the future there. So I'm Angel Book, and I'm out.